Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is May 27th, 2020. And this week I am talking about being present and showing up in your life, right? It's time to show up, you guys. It's time to be present in our day. I'm talking a lot about this week in all of my groups, really. We're really talking about how do you show up in your life? How do you be present, right? We have so many things, especially as an empath, as someone who is energetically sensitive. We are continually pummeled with information, with energy information, right? Frequency just continually coming through, telling us how to act and react, telling us what to do and what to choose. And in all of that information, we have strategically, I'm going to say, strategically found a way to shut that off in a way where it's almost like we shut it off, but at the same time it's like we're not listening, but at the same time we're like it's like we're running on the hamster wheel in the background of our life. Even though we're not really listening to the hamster wheel, we're still running on it. And that constant resistance of the information that's coming in just really truly, it stops you, it prevents you from being present in the moment, it prevents you from showing up in your life. And then when you're not showing up in your life and you're not present in the moment, you have all of these uh, byproducts of that create all of this like emotional and energetic overwhelm and upset. I mean, it's just an ongoing cycle. So today I'm going to talk about the present moment, and I'm going to talk about showing up, because the present moment is the only moment that you ever have available to you. It's the only moment you have any power or control over. You no longer have control of your past. You don't have control of your future, although I guess I can say in the present moment, it's much easier to have a say, have a choice in what's going to happen in the future when you can be present in the moment, present in your choices, present in what's going on right this very moment, to actually be able to move forward in your life in that energy of presence, in that energy of showing up. That's going to create your life moving forward instead of this autoresponder of information and resistance that is creating probably the crap. And I use that term lightly because I know we can all create crap in our lives at one time or another. And if you're in a place right now where you're just feeling like, oh, I just can't get a break, I feel bad, I feel guilty, I feel constantly in this, like, I'm running but getting nowhere fast, I'm not getting anything done, I'm reacting and responding in anger all the time, I'm continuously feeling frustrated, I'm continuously feeling just over it, like I don't have enough time to get anything done. That is all of those key indicators that you are not present in your life. So today we are going to discuss being present and how to be present in a way that expands you and all of those around you, really truly showing up in you and just being that space of show up. So let's go ahead and get started today. And let's go ahead and take some nice deep breaths. And we're going to start by expanding, because I'm just going to say, this is an amazing way to start out your day every single day until it just becomes habit for you to really get out of that space of contraction, right? You are a being. You are this big, huge energy, space, and consciousness, and you have a body. And your body is a receiving organ. It's always receiving information from everywhere all the time. I think I probably say that like probably a good at least 10 to 15 times a day. And it still amazes me how very powerful my body is at receiving information. Sometimes I'm just mind blown at exactly what I can receive from other people as far as information. The more and more I just really lean into the idea that, you know what, I'm just going to know things. I'm going to know things about other people. I'm going to know things about life. And the more and more I just embrace that idea and just really lean into that and allow myself to just really surrender to the fact that there's nothing wrong with me. I am just aware. I am so cognitively aware of everyone and everything. And my awareness is an amazing gift. Today I'm inviting you into that space with me. Come with me. Let's embrace this space of being the receiver. Let's embrace the space of being this expanded being that is always receiving information from everywhere all the time instead of looping and making what you know wrong. Gosh, I cannot stress this enough, you guys. We have to stop the resistance of the information that we are receiving. So imperative to understand that you are just a receiver and information can just come in, flow through, and right out the other side. It doesn't have to mean anything. You don't have to do anything with the information. It doesn't even have to, spark another question for you. You're just a receiver. You're just receiving information all the time, pulling it in, pulling it through, and out the other side, just acknowledging what you know. It's true freedom. So let's start today. Let's expand. Now that I'm going on all kinds of tangents today. Today might be a long show. It's definitely, I have a lot to say about showing up for sure. So let's just start today. Let's take some nice deep breaths. Let's really just get all the way into our bodies for a moment. Just really feel that space of your body. Yeah, let's put our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. Remind your body today that there's nothing wrong with your body. Your body is beautiful and amazing and wonderful and aware. Man, oh man, is your body so aware. Give your body that space today. Really acknowledge how amazing and wonderful and beautiful and magnificent and what a true miracle your body truly is. Let's just take some nice deep breaths. Let's just feel that for a moment. Really getting present with your body. Yeah, and let's go ahead and expand. And let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the room that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Just expanding out your being, not your body. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the building that you're in. So if you're in a home, if you're in a workspace, whatever, as big as that building that you're in, all the way out, all the way down, all the way up. Yeah, nice deep breath. Let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out, all the way down as big as the city, and all the way up, becoming one with everyone and everything within that city of yours. And let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the county that you're in, going all the way out or all the way down or all the way up. I say province for other people, right? Some of the people not in the US, you're in a province. There you go. As big as the province that you're in. Nice deep breath. Go ahead and make yourself as big as the state, I guess. State and province, I think, are the same thing. So I think I said that on the wrong thing. So go ahead and make yourself as big as the state that you're in. All the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Nice deep breath. And as big as the country that you're in, all the way out. Yeah, and all the way down and all the way up, as big as the country that you're in. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. Bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster. Nice deep breath in the universe. In the multiverse, multiple universes. Times that by million, times that by million, times that by million, times that by million. Nice deep breath all the way out to the space of who you be, as the infinite being that you be. Yeah, nice deep breath. I'm just gonna let that vortex for a moment. So today, on Sunday, so every Sunday in my group, my private group, which is a public group, so anyone can join. It's called the Conscious Empath on Facebook, and every Sunday I have been doing a Facebook Live, and in that Facebook Live, we've been talking about one concept, and this week we talked about showing up in your life. And so today I'm going to talk about that and really kind of maybe even expand a little bit further on different ways that you can show up in your life, how to be present in a way that expands you and those around you. So we talked about show up this week. And so all week I've been sharing little tips and tools within the group about really how to show up. So important. If you choose to be awake and aware and conscious in this reality right now, you have to learn how to show up in your life. Okay, it's imperative. It's not just important. It's like if you truly want to become that conscious creator of your life, you have to learn how to show up. And in order to really truly show up, one of the first things I really learned in awakening and becoming aware and being conscious in my life is you have to respond to everything. Okay, you really have to start showing up. You have to start responding in life, and not in a way where you're going into reaction, right? It's not about just reacting. It's about just responding to things that are going on around you in a way that you want to respond, right? And this is what I'm really talking about. Like so many of us, right? We get text messages, phone calls, emails, Facebook messages all day. We are inundated with, somebody messaging us and saying blah, 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 blah. Somebody else emailing us saying blah, 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 right? Somebody, our children, our spouses, our family members, everyone wants our attention, right? And so often it's so easy to take maybe you have, lots of Facebook friends or, lots of people who are emailing you or texting you. And it's really easy when you start feeling drained or overwhelmed to stop responding to messages, right? To stop responding to I'm going to say the outsiders first, right? Maybe the friends or the extended family that are reaching out to you, wanting to know information or wanting you to do something or wanting you to, tell them something. And, number one, we have to get really good at responding. So first we're going to start with our inner circle, okay? And that means like if you have a spouse or you have, children or you have animals at home that you're taking care of, right? First and foremost, we have to learn that, oftentimes especially if we take our animals or our children, oftentimes they just need like our full 100% attention in order to complete something moving forward. And once that's done, we can release the attention and we can focus on being present in something else, right? But first and foremost, we have to be present first with them. So when you're learning to be a conscious and aware person, well, really we want to be conscious and aware of ourselves first and be able to really truly be present with what we want in our lives. But I find that we have to reduce these outside influences before we can truly go inward and actually be present with ourselves. Okay, now obviously this is the goal. This is where we want to go. We want to be able to be present with ourselves, with our bodies, right? But again, first and foremost, we have to start reducing the reaction that's going on around us. And again, that looks like, okay, so showing up for your animals and your children and your spouse at home. And that means that when somebody comes to you with a question, when somebody comes and says, help, I need this, or when the animals come and say, help, I need food, or, I gotta go potty, or whatever it is, it means at that very moment or as soon as you possibly can. And working at home is really an interesting dance. So for me, it's like when I find that people need attention, as long as I'm not in a session with someone else giving them attention, right, I'm going to immediately stop what I'm doing. If I'm writing a blog or I'm working on something, with work, like I'm working on a poster, I'm working on something that I'm going to be sharing or whatever, I'm going to stop that very moment when somebody comes to me and says, hey, mom, I need help with this. You know, I have 3 daughters who are all home right now. My oldest daughter is 20 and she doesn't live here anymore. She does live in a different state from me. She goes to college, but with the shutdown and things that are going on, the quarantine right now, she is home. So we have, you know, I have all 3 of my daughters at home. I have, you know, animals. I have cats and dogs and birds. Oh my, I have all of them, right? So when somebody comes to me and says, hey, you know, I need help with this, or I can't figure this out, or one of my cats comes and says, hey, I need some treats, I'm going to stop what I'm doing right that very moment. And I'm going to dedicate a few minutes or 45, depending on what it is, and I'm going to help them complete what is required to be completed with my full 100% presence. Okay, I'm not going to go and you know, be distracted the whole time and going, oh, I gotta go. No, I'm going to give my presence, because most times if I just stop and give my presence for 10 minutes, then I have hours to do what I need to do, right? And so sometimes that means I might need to take a half an hour and deal with, you know, 5 or 6 different little things, and then once all of those things are done, everyone's taken care of, I can get back to what I'm doing. Especially as a mom, we really have to, if we want to be doing things for ourselves, we want to be creating our lives, we have to learn how to show up for those around us without frustration or overwhelm or you know, attitude because I have 800 other things to be doing. I don't have time for this, right? No, we have to make time. We have to show up for those around us. We have to. It's imperative. It's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward without feeling guilty or bad or upset or frustrated with yourself or maybe even with them, which then creates a whole nother level of distraction in your life. Right? If you want to reduce that distraction, you want to reduce those places where you're feeling guilty and you're feeling bad and you're feeling overwhelmed because you're not giving everyone around you attention, show up first. Show up for them. Show up for that immediate family. Then go out. Show up for the messages. Show up for the emails. Show up for the text messages. You know, I was posting in the group and I was telling everyone, you know, I show up for my people. This is what I do. This is my work. This is my life. This is my business. Okay. I show up in my business because I want my business to have a level of presence within it, that it is creating an energy moving out. Okay. So I show up. So that means that all day long, I get Facebook messages. All day long, I get emails from people. Okay. And throughout my day, I have certain times where I have, okay, you know, it's 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, it's time for me to check my Facebook messages. I'm going to check my Facebook messages. Now, I do this with intention, okay? And this is where I think most people get overwhelmed and stop showing up, is they start checking messages, they start checking emails, right? They start checking text messages and they don't know how to respond. And so because they don't know how to respond, they just leave it unresponded to, right? And then constantly in the back of your mind, it's like, oh God, I got to respond to that person. I got to respond to that person. And what am I going to say to that person, right? And you know, I was actually, what prompted this conversation this particular week is I had talked to a client this week who had like 15 unread messages or something like that. I can't remember. It was a lot. And then she had all these like messages that she still had to respond to. And then she had, you know, people wanting her to do this that she had to respond to. And she was so overwhelmed with, you know, the text messages and the Facebook messages and the emails she had to respond to that she just felt like she just wanted to give up because it just felt like too much. And she was constantly spinning in this place where she's feeling like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to choose. You know, I feel like I should say this to so-and-so, or I should do this. Okay, we have to stop the should. Okay? Being present in your life is going to require a level of show up for you where it's time to start saying how you feel, saying where you're at, saying no if you have to, saying no if you just want to, saying yes if you want to. I was, you know, posting about this and I said, you know, one of the things is like, so I set a certain amount of time, like a way, I'll say, for each and every day to be able to respond to people. And when I respond to someone, I'm going to take someone's message and I'm going to read what they have to say, and I'm going to allow myself to receive that information. Okay, because I want to really receive where they're at, what's going on for them, what they're sharing with me. And oftentimes in that space of receive, really more than anything, what people are really truly looking for is they're just looking for acknowledgement for what they're doing. We have this idea that people always need our response, or people always need us to guide them or direct them, and maybe we're just exhausted with it. It's like, gosh, I don't want to give any more advice. I don't want to tell people what to do anymore. I don't want to figure out everything else for everybody else. And you have to kind of disconnect yourself from that thought. Okay, number one, because oftentimes people are just messaging you because they just want to share, or they just want acknowledgement for what they're doing. So when I open up a message, I'm going to read that whole message. I'm going to truly receive what that person is saying, what they are speaking, what they are feeling at that very moment. I'm going to receive all that into my body, and then I'm going to respond back. And oftentimes it's just an acknowledgement. It's a, hey, way to go. Hey, awesome creation. Hey, great awareness. Right? I'm going to acknowledge them for what they're doing or choosing. And if they're messaging me and they're asking me for advice, okay, they're asking me, hey, what should I choose? I'm always going to go back with a question for them. Hey, what's it going to take for that to be better and easier for you? Hey, what can you ask there to help dissipate that situation or whatever? I'm going to respond back, but I'm always going to respond. Okay, now if I don't know how to respond, I'm going to be 100% honest and say, I don't know how to respond to this. I'm not sure what you're asking me. I'm not sure what you require from me. Okay, so if they just need an acknowledgement, acknowledging it, right? If they need some advice or they need some direction, give it to them right that moment. Don't respond. Don't open up somebody's message if you do not have the mental space to receive what they are saying and respond in a way that is going to release yourself from the obligation of what am I saying? Like, where I don't want to say release yourself from the obligation, but kind of, yeah, like releasing yourself from the responding in a way where it's like, okay, I've said what's going to help. And if you want to keep interacting with someone, that's fine. But I find that most 9 times out of 10, people aren't opening their messages or aren't responding because they feel like they're feeling into the other people. And this is really common for us energetically sensitive people, right? We go into their universe and then we try to figure out what they want us to say so we can figure out how to respond. We want to stop figuring out how to respond. Okay? You have to stop figuring out how to respond. You just have to receive what they're saying, allow yourself to acknowledge it, respond, get it out there, respond in whatever way you need to respond, and then move on with your life. Stop allowing other people's questions and points of views and things that they're sharing to stifle your moving forward and your being present in your life. Yeah, nice deep breath. We have to stop that cycle, okay? And I kind of address lots of different things in the group because you know what, sometimes it just means, hey, you know what, I can't respond to you. I can't really get where you're at right now. I just really, I'm sorry, but I got to walk away from this. Responding looks in lots of different ways. It really just depends on what we're responding to, but really having those boundaries in place where if you're responding to someone who's continuously draining you, standing up and saying that. Like, look, I'm sorry, but this is draining me. I don't have the mental space for this right now. Make it about you. It is about you. I know that we're always so scared to hurt someone's feelings or to, upset someone with our viewpoints. So we say nothing. But you know what? Oftentimes that saying nothing is way more hurtful than just going, hey, you know what? Right now, I just don't have the mental space for this. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be unkind. I just really can't mentally deal with this right now. I'm working through my own stuff. There is absolutely, positively nothing wrong with saying to someone, you know what, I don't have the mental space for this right now. I'm working through my own stuff and I need my own space. I apologize. I'm sorry. Gotta go. Bye. There's absolutely positively no wrongness in that. And I will tell you, in my career and in my personal life and my business life, I have done that because sometimes it's required. Okay, in order for, if I have someone who's projecting a lot of, things at me, and they're taking up a lot of my mental space, and they're continuously pummeling me with questions and wanting answers, and free advice or any of it, I'm the first one to say, you can join one of my groups, you can do this, you can listen here, but like I can't spend all day doing back and forth facilitation with you, right? We all have a place where we have to start saying, look, if you're just continually checking in with me all the time and it's draining me and it's not working for me, I gotta go. I can't do this anymore. This life is about you. You have to show up for your life. You have to show up being present in a way that is going to allow your life to shift and change. And the easiest way to do that is to start showing up and start really being that powerhouse in your own life. And sometimes that means you have to say no to some people. Sometimes that means you have to say, I can't deal with this right now. Sometimes that means you have to stop what you're doing and help, and then give yourself the space to move on and what you want to do and what you want to choose. Nice deep breath. Okay, so let's take a quick break here because I have been babbling for a little bit too long. And then when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about how to be present in our moments and in our life. So I will talk to you in just a moment.
The energetic receive method is a set of energy processes to heal, transform, and create your life. These tools will teach you step by step to process energy, heal your past, transform your thoughts, and create your life. The energetic receive method can be found at the Conscious Empath Consciousness Playground. See the show notes for links to this program and more.
And we're back, and today we are talking about showing up, being present in our life in a way that expands you and those around you. So we were just talking about essentially literally showing up, like showing up for every single message, showing up for, and again, even if that means, look, I don't have the mental space for this, I can't answer this question right now, gotta go, bye, putting it away, being done with it. Stop leaving things unresolved. That is a big way that we just ping pong, especially again, as us being energetically sensitive, as us being an empath. It's like that energy is just continually always looming over top of you. So you have to learn how to show up. You have to learn how to respond immediately. The next thing, really, stop projecting at others. Okay. One of the ways that we really keep ourselves from being present is keeping ourselves in this loop of making others wrong, right? And this really means like when I say stop projecting at others, it's like stop expecting other people to do things for you. Stop projecting and expecting things to happen a certain way. Understand that, again, the present moment is the only moment that you have any power or control over. An expectation, a projection of something is never going to create the most. Even if things go exactly as you projected or expected them to go, it's still not being present with what is possible in the moment, okay? Because the moments are always changing. And you know what? What I think might happen tomorrow might completely turn completely upside down, and my day may go completely 120% different, and I need to be space with that, because as soon as I start making those changes wrong and I start getting upset with what's going on in the moment instead of just really being present with what's happening, the more I loop myself into that wrongness feeling or that terrible feeling or that upset feeling inside. Okay, we have to stop doing that. We have to stop expecting and projecting anything, and just really, truly just showing up and being present and allowing the universe to present you with whatever your day looks like. Yes, are there days that I have goals and I have things I want to accomplish and I have sessions with people? Yes, absolutely, positively. And I show up for those. But if something changes or shifts, this energy of like being upset because something is different, or I think my clients experience this a lot. If something comes up, like, hey, you know what, if it's the morning of, and you're had something random come up and you can't do today, it is what it is. Like, if we're not meant to talk today, then we're not meant. Like, I don't sweat or worry or upset about any of that. Okay, like, my days just flow, and every single day I choose the energy of peace, I choose the energy of ease, and I just flow in that space. I don't have any expectations of what that day has to look like, other than, yes, of course I have things scheduled, but if things change, then things change. It just might open up a space for something different. Occasionally, I'll have somebody randomly message me in the morning and say, hey, I can't show up for my 1 o'clock appointment today. And then randomly, somebody else will message me and say, I really need some help with this. And it's like, oh gosh, I just happen to have a cancellation today at 1, and it just so happens that it fits, perfectly. Or maybe something else comes up. My husband says, hey, I need you to, help me do this. And it's like, okay, well, my 1 o'clock just canceled, so I have time and space in my day today, right? There's no projection or expectation of anyone else. I can stay present in my day all day long. That's another really, really, really good thing too, showing up and being present. Next thing, stop checking in to see what you should do or choose. Okay, we have to stop this. We have to stop checking in to see what we should do or choose. And this looks like, okay, so, one of my aunts texts me and say, hey, I want to do dinner next Wednesday. And I feel into that. And it's like, oh, it's heavy. Okay, I'm not going to go to this place where, and this is where I used to be, right? Where I have to go, oh gosh, I have to come up with an excuse, or, oh gosh, how am I going to say this without hurting her feelings, or all of that, blah, 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 instead of just going, hey, you know what? I don't think that next week's going to work for me. Can we pick a different day, or can we pick a different time, or can we go somewhere different? Or, I don't know, somewhere in this society, we've gotten so like scared and worried and upset about like not doing something exactly how someone said or exactly what someone wanted, instead of realizing that most of us are fluid anyways. If my aunt texts me and says, hey, let's go to this restaurant next Wednesday, and I feel into that and go, oh god, no, that feels terrible, I can text back and say, hey, maybe Wednesday's not a good day at all, or maybe I just come over and hang out at your house on Sunday, or maybe we do something different. But I'm going to speak again, I'm going to show up right that moment. I'm going to speak what's going to work for me, and then I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to get wrapped up in this, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or, I'm not going to hurt this person's feelings. Again, I'm going to show up. I'm going to share what's going to work best for me. And oftentimes our awareness of what's going to work best is really going to work best for everyone. Okay. Now, obviously there's situations where, like, if somebody texts me and says, we're having, birthday dinner for, grandpa, next Sunday at 6 o'clock, and I'm not going to text back and say, well, Sunday doesn't work for me, let's do it a different day. I'm either going to be able to say, okay, well, everyone's going to be joining us, so either I'm going to show up for that or I'm not. And I'm going to just allow myself to respond. You know what? Sunday isn't going to work for me. I already have other things planned. Or, Sunday is going to be great. I will see you at that time, right? I'm going to respond right that moment. I'm not going to sit and let that stuff linger, because those lingering things keep you from being present in your life. It's, respond, put it on my calendar, move on. Respond, put it on my calendar, move on. Right? I'm either going to do it or I'm not, but I'm going to choose to show up and make the decision right away. Next thing and last thing I really want to talk about today, we have to stop feeling bad about our past, or even, and when I say past, maybe it's even what happened this morning. Okay. The only way you're going to break that toxic cycle of feeling bad about yourself is to really, truly choose to stop doing it. But it's so really amazing how much of us feeling bad about, what we chose really takes up so much time in our day, and really truly stops us from being present, especially if we're feeling bad about, oh, I'm always awkward. And then, something happens, like you're on your way to work and something happens and you act awkwardly. And then you're like, oh God, I'm always awkward. Why am I so awkward all the time? I hate when I act awkward, right? And then you're all in your head all day long trying to figure out how to be different, or how to make a different choice, or how to apologize for what you did, instead of just really being present, understanding that, hey, you know what, this morning I might have chose to be awkward. Okay, moving on. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm going to release myself from the awkward concepts. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to move on. That's a choice. That's totally a choice. To be able to say, you know what, hey, yesterday I was angry and I was mad and I was really having a bad day, and I apologize and I'm sorry and I'm not going to feel bad about it anymore. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm moving on. Do you feel how much power you have when you just look at those places from your past that you're looping in? I mean, you guys, I have been doing this work for long enough, and even for myself, understanding that we play these unconscious programs, these places where we feel bad about what we did or what we chose. We can play those hundreds and hundreds of times per day. Those times during your day where you randomly feel bad about something you did or said, and some of these are years. We've been holding on to the same memory, the same energy for years, of literally still playing that, 5 years ago when I said to, Jim Bob, and I hurt his feelings, and here I am still thinking about it today, still replaying those same programs. That you have to change that in order to truly be present in your life. I have so many tools, between the clearing out the programs, right? Those places where we're just automatically auto-responding to things instead of really taking the time to consciously respond. We're auto-responding in that unconsciousness, where somebody says something and it's like, blah, it just comes out of our mouth, right? And we're like, oh my God, why did I say that? Why did I just say that? Well, you said that because it's an unconscious program, right? Clearing out those programs, but also really healing your life with really truly becoming accountable, becoming responsible for the phrases that you're saying, for the actions that you're having. Apologizing and moving on with your life is all a process. And that process, as you move through it, you become more and more and more conscious and aware of what's going on in your day. We spend so much time in constant resistance of information, constant resistance of feeling bad about who we were in the past, constant resistance of what we did or what we chose or what we said or what we, created. And that energy, that continuous looping cycle literally stops you from being present in your life. And again, the present moment is the only moment that you have to truly, truly become the creator of your reality. The present moment is the only moment that you have any power or control over. The more quiet you get, the more present you get with your life, the more you allow yourself to really truly absorb the mental pictures that you're playing, the more you respond, the more you actively choose your life, the easier and better your life becomes. Take a nice deep breath. Yeah. So actually, today I actually had a call with my consciousness membership people, and they are really truly learning, shifting, changing so much. And right now I do not have my membership open. It is closed for the time being as I reorganize some things, and I will be launching a brand new improved program here coming within the next month. So please be on the lookout for that, because this is going to be my best and most complete program ever, with the most tools tools in it, the most step-by-step information, and I am really looking forward to opening up this program end of June timeframe, beginning of July, and I'm going to take those who come with me on a fabulous journey to becoming present in your life, to becoming that powerful creator, to becoming that empowered empath, that conscious empath that you truly desire to be inside. So that program is coming soon. I am super excited, and we are gearing up and really getting really clear at exactly all of the steps that you're going to need to truly become the conscious empath in your life. So be prepared and be on the watch out for that. That's going to be coming out end of June timeframe, beginning of July, and everyone's going to start together. So we're going to do a big group launch, and we're going to be all starting together, going step by step, one step at a time through these tools that I teach to truly teach you how to become present, how to be the master and creator of your reality, how to really function as a conscious empath. So I hope that my tools today gave you some more suggestions here. My number one suggestion is show up, you guys. Show up, show up, show up, show up. Even just the daily show ups is really truly going to change the way that you function in your life, is really going to give you some more space. It's going to help you feel more relaxed and more ease, and really truly way more empowered to make choices moving forward in your life. So thank you so much for listening to me today. I am super grateful for all the feedback. I love all these new listeners I have. So many new people are joining me in the group, and the group is The Conscious Empath on Facebook. I have the page and I have the group. Also my website, Jamie, Jamie-Bates, BATES.com. You can always find out all kinds of information on there, what I have going on. But I am super grateful for all of you showing up, listening to my show, giving me feedback. If you have any feedback for me, please feel free to share it. I always enjoy to hear what my tools are creating for you. So thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.